Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Shadowed City podcast. I am your host, Larry. This is The Shadows Within. Got a few shows to cover and a few announcements to make. TKO Black Valentine's Massacre. To kick us off, we had a special guest referee match. Loki DeMoise being the special guest referee for the Extreme Rules match between Aaron James and Talos Piper, where Aaron James walked away victorious. There was a backstage brawl between Haven Callahan and Lilith Elizabeth Black, where Lilith Elizabeth Black got the upper hand and won. Zodiac Intercontinental Championship, Alexa Morales versus Kaiva Justice, with Alexa Morales walking away victorious. Harmonious Dualism Championships, Extreme Rules, Rob Z and Roxanne Landon versus Luther Cross and Viper, with Luther Cross and Viper walking away victorious and with the belts. Multiversal Infinite Championship, Chin Pao versus Big Rig, with Big Rig walking away victorious. Violet Zero and Elizabeth Black versus Laura Little and Danielle DeMoise, with Danielle DeMoise and Laura Little walking away victorious. Next one-up championship triple threat, Do-Rag Ortiz versus JC King versus KC King, with Do-Rag Ortiz walking away victorious. Karmatic Balance Championship, Savage and Pharaoh versus Big Rig and Tony Tornado, with Big Rig and Tony Tornado walking away victorious. Nexus of Balance Championship, KD versus Susie, with KD walking away victorious. Triple Threat, Aiden Nichols versus Bloodstone versus Tony Tornado, with Aiden Nichols walking away victorious. Scarlet Trials Championship, Vextra versus Wolfie versus Anomaly, with Anomaly walking away victorious. Women's Duality Legion Championship, Dai versus Lilith Elizabeth Black, with Dai walking away victorious. Dominion of Ruins Championship, Lewis West versus Aiden Nichols versus Rob Plays, with Lewis West walking away victorious. Jackson Silver versus Buster Anderson versus J-Max versus Razor, Duality Legion Championship, with Buster Anderson walking away victorious. All-Star Pro, All-Star Classic 3, Night 2. Pedro Payne versus Derek Sicario, Extreme Rules, with Derek Sicario walking away victorious. Classic All-Star Gauntlet with Kaiz Ali versus Travell Daniel versus Jay Red versus David Grimm versus Shan Leon versus the Ghost J Jin versus Buster Anderson versus Brian Walker versus Turtle Harrington versus Adam Matthews, with Adam Matthews walking away victorious. Underground Unsanctioned Championship, Los Angeles Street Fight, Daniel Gotch, the champion, versus Terrible Tito, with Daniel Gotch walking away victorious. No Holds Barred, Rob Anderson the Dog versus Big Lou, with Big Lou walking away victorious. All-Star Pro Hardcore Championship, Texas Deathmatch, Jay Monster versus the champion AJ Albright, with AJ Albright retaining the gold. All-Star Pro Grindhouse Women's Championship, Jackie Harper versus the champion Riley Knox, with Riley Knox retaining the gold. All-Star Pro Classic Tag Team Championships, TLC, Chase Goldman and Carter Goldman versus Mike Steele and Hammer Rogers, with Chase and Carter Goldman walking away victorious. All-Star Pro Women's World Championship, Britt Graves versus Whitney Winters versus the champion Amaya Bryant, with Britt Graves walking out the new champion. All-Star Pro National Championship, Jimmy Kane versus the champion Cold Steel, with Cold Steel retaining the gold. All-Star Pro Classic Heavyweight Championship, Ronan Reaper versus the champion Jack Graves, with Jack Graves retaining the gold. Now we are going to talk about ROV Thunder, ladies and gentlemen. Shaquille versus the dog Rob Anderson, with Rob Anderson walking away victorious. Insidious versus Alexander Colt, with Insidious walking away victorious. Tornado Tag, Violet Grimm and Kendra Grimm, the Daughters of Decay, versus the Blackheart Collective, Reagan Anderson and Bailey Cruz, with the Blackheart Collective walking away victorious. IZW Death Pit Championship, Underground, Buster Anderson versus the champion Eddie Walker, with Eddie Walker retaining the gold. Fatal 4-Way Elimination, Rusty Steele versus Quinn J. Stone versus Prince X versus Lewis West. With Lewis West walking away victorious. Submission, AJ Woods versus Heat Blast, with AJ Woods walking away victorious. Damian Graves and CJ Frost versus Akane and his partner, with CJ Frost and Damian Graves walking away victorious. ROV Thunder World Championship Battle Royal, Mona versus Kaiba Frost versus Nikita Sakamoto versus LaShawn S versus Artemis versus Jen versus Jessica Troy versus Riley, the champion, with Jessica Troy walking out the new champion. And to cap off the night, it was a Tornado Tag, KD and the Combat Genius versus Primetime JoJo and the Big Dog, Andre Robinson, with KD and Combat Genius walking away victorious. Those are the shows I had to review. Now when we go to the pro wrestling standpoint of things for Breaking Kayfabe, I will have all four owners of the UWA on the next Breaking Kayfabe this Thursday, 7 p.m. UK time, 11 a.m. PST time. And it will be epic. And then sometime next week on Monday, I will be having another guest. I don't want to announce him yet until we get the poster out, but I want to make sure he's okay with the poster before I post it out. But I think it's going to be epic. I'm excited for this. Another round of interviews. DSEW, remember, will be having their first pay-per-view when 2K26 comes out. Also, we'll be debuting for TPW The Takedown, where we will review TPW shows. And that will be fun when it does arrive. But in that meantime, I hope everybody has a great day, good night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever y'all may be. Peace out.